Hi everybody, it's Oksana, and today I'm so excited to do this Q&A video. I have my nice little list of questions here. Thank you so much everybody that left questions for me. I had 6 people, Buttery Wombat, TPALA14, Non-Toxic Voyage, Erica W, Ariel 68 Peanut, and Candace Secret Charm. So thank you so much. I'm so excited to do this video. It's awesome that you guys want to know what I think on some of these topics. So I'm very excited, and I do want to say that I rearranged the questions a little bit because some of them were kind of, about the same topic. So if it seems like I'm answering one of your questions and not the other, it might be because I will answer it down the road. And also, I am very sick, so I'm sorry if I sound stuffed up. My whole head is just like a bubble of sinus pressure right now. Unfortunately, go figure. But today is Saturday. This is the day when I record my videos, so you usually see Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the 3 videos. They were all recorded on the Saturday before. Sometimes I get a little extra videos and it kind of gets pushed back a little bit, so I don't always necessarily have the same makeup or look the same, but that's generally how I do my videos. That was not a question, but I just felt the need to say that for some reason. So I have 2 questions about going natural. The first question is, how did you decide to go natural and cruelty-free? And the second question is, how long have you been natural? I just thought that I would kind of answer them together because they're it would make sense to do so. So it was a long time. It was about 10 years ago. I was not really into makeup. In high school, I wore a few things here and there. I was not really good at it. I didn't really feel like it was a big part of my life, but other people were wearing makeup, and I mostly focused on like covering up. If I had like a pimple, I had this like cream CoverGirl compact, and I would use that to like cover up a pimple. And then I had this Revlon like glowy iridescent like loose powder that I would just set everything with, so you couldn't see like that I had like spots of foundation over pimples. So that was kind of the extent of my makeup. But I really got into makeup later. My mom's friend introduced her to Bare Minerals and me as well, and we started using that, and I really liked the idea. It had just come out recently at that time, and it sounded so natural. I never really considered, I didn't know there was like natural makeup and non-natural makeup, because there really wasn't a lot of natural options at the time, so it wasn't something that you really heard a lot about. But once I did, I was like, oh, okay, that does sound nice to have things that are safer for you. I never thought about that. I never thought about chemicals in my makeup. So I started thinking more about it, reading more about it. I looked for alternatives to Bare Minerals because it really didn't work very well for my skin. And I found Everyday Minerals, which I ended up using for a while, and I had a ton of their makeup. They kind of got me into makeup because there was this awesome forum that unfortunately they shut down that just had a ton of amazing people on there that I connected with that just introduced me to the world of makeup and what it could be and what I could do with makeup, and it was just incredible. I'm so thankful and grateful for that, and ever since then it became this huge passion of mine. And even when they shut down the forum, a lot of those people migrated. Like one of the girls started another forum so we can all kind of stay together and migrate onto that forum, because it has been so many years. A lot of people have kind of moved on, so it's not a very active forum. It's not somewhere that I'm active right now, but it was a great place for years, and I learned so much. I really got into makeup. And then of course YouTube, I started seeing videos on YouTube. It was kind of new at that time, and I got into that, and I started making my own videos a little while down the road. And I was pretty much always into once I got into makeup, I was always into natural makeup, But every once and again, I would use a few non-natural products here and there. Like maybe something would just catch my eye and it just seems so amazing and I just wanted to try it. So I would get it. Or, you know, something just didn't work for me. I just couldn't find a natural eyeliner that doesn't smudge on me. So I would opt for a non-natural one. And I started researching ingredients and finding safe options. Like once I figured out, okay, for an eyeliner to not smudge on me, it needs to have silicones. So what about all these other ingredients? Can I just find an eyeliner that has silicones and the rest of the ingredients are like natural and safe? So I kind of started doing that sort of thing, and I actually am not like 100% like super duper natural. I am quite natural in my makeup. But I focus on safety first and foremost. Like I think there's dangerous natural ingredients just like there's safe non-natural ingredients. And for me, it's about finding that balance. It's about finding things that work and things that are safe. And that's what I kind of focus on. So let's see. So that's kind of how I went into it. That's how long I've been doing it. This question also says cruelty-free, and so I do want to address that because I think a lot of times, because I do natural makeup, people assume that I'm also cruelty-free, and actually I am trying to kind of delve into the cruelty-free world more. I have a lot of friends that are cruelty-free, and I am exposed to a lot of information about it, and so over the past, you know, maybe year, I kind of started learning more about it. And the way that I'm going about it, I don't like to just dive into things like 100%. It's, for some people that works really good. For me, baby steps kind of work the best. So that's how I'm going about cruelty-free. I am, you know, learning more about it, and like 90% of my makeup is cruelty-free because I buy from indie brands, because a lot of these natural brands tend to be cruelty-free. I also am like first level cruelty-free, if you know what I mean. Like there's makeup that is not tested on animals, and maybe that company is owned by another company that tests on animals. So technically, when you buy the products of this company, the parent company, you know, is getting the money, so you're supporting the parent company. So I know some people, you know, get really high level with it and they won't buy makeup if it's owned by a parent company, if there's like third-party testing. I don't know too much about that. If like the ingredients are tested even though the product isn't tested. So I'm not high level at it. I am just kind of the first step. And like Bare Minerals, for example, I love Bare Minerals. I know that if I just dove right in and I was like, I'm not using Bare Minerals anymore, like that would be setting myself up for failure, because that is like the only brand that I can actually go to Sephora or go to the mall or Ulta and, you know, swatch and look at and buy. Because I'm natural, I'm so limited. And it is really nice sometimes to be able to shop for makeup in an actual retail store. I love all my online indie brands, but I want to have at least something, a little something that I can look at in the store, even if I don't buy it. Just I like to, I don't know, it's a different feeling, you know, looking at things in stores. And so that's kind of what Bare Minerals is for me. I don't use all of their products. A lot of their lip products contain retinol palmitate, which I don't use. But they're a brand that I use that are cruelty-free but are owned by a parent company that is not. So, and I do have a few things that are just non-cruelty-free altogether. So I am like 90% is what I'm striving for, like 90% cruelty-free, and, you know, maybe I'm not 100%, but I feel like taking the step and learning more about it and being 90% is still better than not being it at all, you know. So that's where I'm at, and hopefully you guys are okay with that. So another product, I'm sorry, my head is just like, oh, today. Did you miss any products from before you switched to all natural? And so because I got into makeup and into natural makeup kind of all at the same time, there's really no products that I miss, because I didn't really have very many that I used. Like I said, I had that like CoverGirl cream foundation, which I don't use because that wasn't that great. It was just like the only thing that I knew and had. So actually no, there's no products. And like I said, I also kind of make compromises and I find products that may not be 100% natural, but I feel like all the ingredients are safe that, you know, work for me, like if I need a long-lasting product or something. So because of that, it's kind of, you know, I put myself in the situation where I find products that work so I don't miss any. Like if I was like, I'm never using anything with silicones or, you know, just anything that is not natural at all, then yes, I would miss products, but I kind of find compromises and I find like the middle ground. The next question is, what are the top 5 ingredients that you avoid? So let me tell you about how I'm going to go about answering this question. I'm not going to say 5 like most dangerous ingredients that you should avoid, because if you go in Skin Deep and you look up, you know, the most dangerous ingredients that are rated a 10, you're going to get a lot of dangerous ingredients. It's going to be like formaldehyde and just like, I don't know, things I don't know that are really dangerous. And they're not really a problem in my day-to-day life because I'm shopping for natural products. They are not going to have those ingredients. A lot of those ingredients are restricted or banned in cosmetics. So it's not about the most dangerous ingredients for me. It's about the common ingredients that are not safe. So things that I actually realistically would see on a label when I'm looking for cosmetics that I need to be aware of, so I can kind of scan it and make sure it doesn't have it. So like parabens, for example, everybody knows about parabens, and if you're looking at natural makeup, it's very, very rare that a natural brand is gonna put parabens at this point in their makeup, because everybody knows about them. It's like this big thing. Even non-natural companies are now taking parabens out of their makeup. So that is one to avoid, but that's not on my list because it's not even one that I ever come across anymore. You know what I mean? So ingredients that I do come across are things like retinol palmitate, which is a synthetic vitamin A. I told you I can't think today. It was a great day to do this video. It's when I'm sick. But it has been linked when exposed to sunlight with skin cancer. So it is rated more dangerous than parabens on Skin Deep's website, but because it has that natural sound of vitamin A, that natural association, it is also very strong and potent antioxidants. That's why they have those creams, like the Retin A creams are a really high amount of that, and you can't use those when you're pregnant because the synthetic form of vitamin A, the retinol palmitate, is linked to birth defects and stuff like that. Like I think they actually, for certain products that are prescription, they actually, like, you have to prove to them that you're on birth control. So there's like another dangerous aspect besides the skin cancer. And I avoid that ingredient, and it is tricky because a lot of natural companies use them. Bare Minerals puts it in like all their lip products. I've seen a lot of natural companies put it in skincare. So that is a tricky one that you do have to look for, and don't just trust the label. Another one is talc. This one's a little bit more rare. I've seen companies use it here and there. It's something to be aware of, but most likely it will not be in most natural products. Talc, the problem with talc is that it can be contaminated with asbestos. If you really love a product that happens to have talc in it, I think like a certain kind of talc, like European talc or something, is supposedly safe, and they can also test the talc to make sure it's not contaminated and it's safe and stuff like that. I mean, if you really have a product that you love, you can contact the company and try to get that sort of information, because talc, I feel like, is not something that is necessarily bad. You have to just be aware of it, whether it's contaminated with bad stuff or not. But yeah, I just avoid it to be safe. There really isn't that many products that I ever come across that I'm tempted by that happen to have talc, so it's really not a big deal for me. It can be an irritant, it can cause acne, it's also like a cheap filler, so a lot of cheaper brands will use it, so I just, you know, I just tend to avoid it. Chemical sunscreens is kind of a whole category rather than an ingredient. There's a lot of really long names that I can't pronounce, but if it's a product that claims to have an SPF, a lot of times they'll have just some long word listed in the active ingredients, and it'll say, you know, sunscreen, blah, blah, blah %. And it's not going to be, like if it says zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, those are the safer mineral sunscreen. But if it says weird long words, those are the chemical sunscreens. And you'll be surprised, actually, some natural companies will use chemical sunscreens here and there. So that is something that you have to be aware of and watch out for. Another one is phenoxyethanol. Phenoxyethanol is a preservative. It's not rated like super duper dangerous. However, it is not the safest of all the preservatives out there. It's somewhere in between like the really safe preservatives and parabens. It's like a middle ground, and a lot of companies have switched from parabens to phenoxyethanol, which is definitely a great step, especially for non-natural companies. However, if you are worried, you know, even about moderately dangerous ingredients, then here is another one to avoid. And I actually, from what I read about it, it seems to me like it is most dangerous if it is ingested. It is like a mild toxin, you know, to your body. Of course, you know, you would have to get a lot of it to actually have negative effects. But I would definitely not use it in lip products. And I also do not use it on large areas of my body. So any kind of body care or like skincare or makeup, face makeup. Primarily because more of it would absorb into your skin, and also I'm concerned, I have little children, if they were to, you know, we were like giving each other hugs and kisses, some of my makeup could potentially get on their mouth, you know, and if it has phenoxyethanol, it could be ingested. Is it trace amounts and, you know, most likely fine? Yes, but I don't want to take any chances, especially when it comes to my children. I will use things like mascara and eyeliner that have phenoxyethanol, just because I don't feel like there's enough exposure there, and it's not being eaten to where I feel like it's safe on those places, but it is something to read for. It is used in a lot of natural products, so that's just another one to avoid. And the last product, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, this is number 5, is dyes that are non-food grade. So it's up to you. I know a lot of natural ladies that do not use any dyes at all. I personally, because I avoid all dyes in my food, I will use food grade dyes in my makeup, because I figured, you know, people are eating this stuff on a daily basis. I am just wearing a lipstick with it every once in a while and eating like such a minuscule amount. People eat way more than that. I'm not saying that like that makes it safe, but I'm just saying my exposure to this is so little that I feel like there is no danger posed to me. And I also like bold colors, like bright colors. I like to be able to choose from a variety, especially of lip colors. So by opening myself up to food grade dyes, it kind of allows me to buy a lot more lip products than I would be able to otherwise. And non-food grade dyes, so F, D, and C are food, drugs, and cosmetics. Those are the ones that I'm okay with, and D and C are just drugs and cosmetics. So they can put these in your drugs, by the way, the non-food grade ones. Those are the ones that I avoid, because I feel like if it's not safe enough to eat, why would I put that on my lips? So, and those are used in natural makeup, both the food and non-food grade, so that is definitely something to watch out for.